Hey fellow leaders, welcome to today's Military Writing Smarter in 6 segment, essay deadlines and realistic planning, coming at you from the Military Writing Command Center. So you definitely know that writing an essay all in one sitting is a pretty terrible idea and is never, I repeat, never going to produce the best writing that you can do. But how can you spread out the different tasks that make up essay writing in a way that will guarantee that you finish and edit your submission well before the suspense? I'll show you how to flex your schedule depending on how much or how little time you have to get your essay written. This is super important, so let's dig in. Please note, the easiest and most effective way for me to help you with planning your essay work is to use the terms that Betty S. Flowers gave us in one of my earliest YouTube videos, The Best Writing Advice Ever, which was released on August 9th of this year. In that video, we break down Flowers' awesome writing process characters that she calls the madman, architect, carpenter, and judge. These are the best ways to talk about the writing process that I've ever come across, because they perfectly describe what we need to be focusing on as we're generating our ideas and then crafting them into clear, clean essays. So, if you haven't seen this video yet, or you're unfamiliar with Flowers' amazing article, I strongly recommend that you watch my August 9th video before starting this one. It will make today's guidance super clear for you. The biggest challenge we all face with our writing, I think, and maybe with everything else in life, is managing our time. We can't afford to procrastinate, which is so much easier said than done, I know. But make no mistake, we need to give our brains time to work through the process, because we can't expect that process to go smoothly all at once in just a couple of hours. We know that writing well is a big job, and the longer we put it off, the more anxious and overwhelmed we feel. But we can make it super manageable, and one important way to do that is to become experts at backwards planning. Ideally, as soon as you receive an assignment, you should be taking a look at the calendar. You start by looking at the day and date when the assignment is due, and you try to determine how much time you'll need to factor in to get the work done well, being reasonable about the rest of your life, knowing that things come up and may take more time than you had expected. You can come up with a plan that's going to break your process down into really manageable chunks of time with very specific goals for you to accomplish. Let's say we have 9 calendar days to write our essay, with submission due on the 10th day. What specific task do we need to fit into our schedule between now and the submission deadline? Well, we know how Betty S. Flowers envisions the writing process through 4 specific characters: madman, architect, carpenter, judge. And I'd add a couple of additional, distinct tasks to the front and back ends, like this: rereading sources and annotating, prompt and evidence analysis, and at the end, formatting, works cited, submit. Even the submission part shouldn't be taken lightly. We want to set a specific time and day to do that, and hopefully it will be safely before the actual suspense and allowing for any unexpected connectivity issues to get resolved. You probably remember that Flowers strongly urges us to walk away from our writing after the madman phase and to take a break from it. We need some distance from our ideas so that when we come back and look at it with fresh eyes, we can identify what portions to keep and what ideas to let go of. This is important because it means no matter how much or how little time you have to write this essay, you should always plan to take a break after the madman phase. In our 10-day example, we may even take an entire day off as a mental break. In our 3-day example, we may simply go eat dinner without our essay in front of us, or go work out and then come back to start our next task. So we're back to thinking about the number of days that we have in order to complete our essay, and we need to plug our key tasks and objectives into the time we have available. When we've got over a week or maybe even a couple of weeks to craft our essay, our pace can be much slower. But as our number of days to work on the essay gets shorter, we still have the same number of tasks to pack in, so we'll have to set up a schedule that allows us to fit it all in, as every part of the process is critical. These are just made-up example schedules, but you'll be able to determine the best plan for yourself depending on how well you already understand the prompt, how familiar and comfortable with the readings you are, and whether or not you already have an idea of what you'd like to write about. We still have to be faithful to the schedule and objectives that we've set up. If we veer away and don't work on our essay for a few days, our schedule is going to be all screwed up and we'll have to smash a bunch of our objectives into the remaining days. If we don't have many days at all from the time we receive the prompt until we have to submit the essay, we're going to need to really buckle down and prioritize this assignment over most other things we have going on. We'll have to dedicate a much larger block of time to our essay each day, but at least it will only be an intensive project briefly, and then it will be behind us. I urge you to just keep in mind that backwards planning is the way to go. You don't ever want to cut it too close on your timeline. And as you complete more assignments, you'll begin to identify which parts of the process take the most time and effort for you. It becomes easier to schedule your tasks once you know yourself really well as a writer. I hope the Smarter in 6 segment really resonated with you. Planning out your writing approach will make essay writing so much less stressful. I know, because I started forcing myself to spread out my writing tasks, and it makes a huge difference. Doing everything all at once is just asking for an essay full of stupid correctness errors and nonsensical attempts at connecting ideas. You want to do your best and to not stress out when you get a graded assignment. You know I'm here for you, and I'm excited to guide you toward being a more confident, capable writer. Like and subscribe down below so I can keep providing you with helpful writing guidance. Until next time, I've got your 6.